Good afternoon. I'm Gary Kahn with Earley and Associates, and I'm very pleased to be here today with Seth Earley to talk about Earley and Associates' partnership with AIIM, and in particular, what Earley and Associates is doing to deliver the Information Organization and Access Certificate Training Program. Seth, can you tell us a bit about AIIM and the IOA program?
Well, AIIM is an interesting organization. It's been around for, 40 or 50 years, and originally started way back when in the imaging space. And they've actually evolved with technology over the past, as I say, 40 or 50 years. And in the last 10 years, they've really become an enterprise content management organization. So it's a professional association. A big part of their mandate is education and training. So part of the education and training are a series of courses. Enterprise content management is one of them. Information organization and architecture is one of the courses, of course, the one we're going to talk about. They also do some stuff in records management and so on. So the purpose of having this kind of a course is really to educate the industry on the latest advances in technology and to help organizations make better decisions when they embark on ECM initiatives.
What are the learning objectives for the IOA training?
Well, IOA, again, is Information Organization and Access, and I also like to think of it as taxonomy, metadata, and search, because it's really all about findability. And the challenge with findability these days is it really requires a holistic approach to content management. You have to think about information architecture, you have to think about metadata standards, you have to look at taxonomy, and you have to think about how all of those pieces fit together in order to create a user experience that allows the user to be able to find the information that they're looking for. And many organizations really don't have those skills.
Has AIIM standardized the IOA training, or do you have an opportunity to tailor the courses with content based on lessons learned at Earley and Associates?
I have taken Earley and Associates methodologies, consulting methodologies, and I've embedded them into the course. So I actually use example deliverables. I use our approaches and methodologies that we've worked on over the last 15 years with our clients, and we have a blue chip roster of clients. We work with Fortune 1000 clients. And so what you're really getting is you're getting the training that we would give one of our consultants, and you're getting the approaches, the methodologies, and the example deliverables that we use in our engagements. There's tremendous value for people who go through this course because it becomes essential to any content management initiative, whether you're doing SharePoint, whether you're doing Vignette, whether you're doing a public-facing website, an intranet, any type of application that you're doing, digital asset management, content management, document management, records management, all of these applications require these core methodologies.
I understand that the IOA training can lead to professional designations from AIIM. Can you tell us what these professional designations are and how they differ?
So there's actually a number of designations. There's a specialist, there's a practitioner, and then there's a master certificate. And the specialist and the practitioner are each 2-day courses. I actually recommend that you do the master course because that really pulls all the pieces together. But the specialist is really looking at how you plan the projects and many of the theoretical constructs around these projects. The practitioner is really, as it sounds, it's the person that actually goes in and does these types of projects. And then the master certificate is the 4-day course, which includes in-class case studies and then a take-home exam, a take-home case study, where you actually have a chance to put all of the ideas and all of the methodologies into practice. Again, I think that these designations are important because many organizations are looking for some kind of credentials in this space, and this is a very uncredentialed space, so to speak. So the fact that you have a recognized organization like this providing these types of certificates and credentials is very important for a person's career, for your own career. It's also important to organizations that are looking to bring on people with this kind of expertise because it says that they've had some formal training.
The IOA course is offered both as an in-class opportunity as well as online. Do the two venues differ in any way?
One of the things that's valuable about in-class participation is you learn from your classmates, you learn from your colleagues, you learn from other people doing this. So I try to encourage a great deal of interaction in the course itself. There are also in-class case studies that we do and different types of exercises. And what this does is it gives you a chance to bounce ideas off of other people, to interact, and to really make it an interactive learning experience. But in addition to that, we have not had a chance to rewrite the online course. So the in-class course is actually quite different. You get all the methodologies that we work with at Earley & Associates. You get example deliverables, you get checklists, you get all these different tools that you can go back to your organization and really make you successful in these kinds of projects.
What types of companies are interested in sending their staff to IOA training?
I think that this area applies to everybody. There's absolutely no question that any organization can leverage these skills and leverage these techniques. We've worked with nonprofit organizations, we've worked with technology firms, we've worked with manufacturing firms, we've worked with financial services and insurance firms, we've worked with life sciences firms, and they've all made good use of this. Again, if you're in any organization where you are doing any kind of enterprise content management initiative, if you're doing SharePoint, if you're doing search applications, if you're doing any kind of web-facing, a public-facing website, you have a need for this course. You have a need for these methodologies and these techniques.
As founder and CEO of Earley & Associates, why did you want to get personally involved in delivering training?
I love to teach. I really enjoy it. I mean, I just enjoy being in front of people and working with them, and I love seeing the light bulb go off. I love when you see people understanding something and getting it. And I love to keep my knowledge at the forefront. I really enjoy learning myself, and whenever I do these courses, I always learn from the classes. I always learn from the people who attend them. So there's the personal satisfaction of doing this. I also think it's great for the company to be associated with AIIM and to be doing these kinds of courses. We're going out next week and doing some work for some defense organizations and some organizations that are directly affected by or directly impacting the security of the country. So that's gratifying in and of itself, but helping organizations to solve these problems and to be associated with an organization like AIIM is a great market positioning type of work for us, but it's also the personal gratification of teaching and being involved with helping people understand it and get it and producing that value.
Looking out several years, how important do you think IOA designations will be?
The designation, I think, is going to be important, but I really think that the skills are going to be more important. This problem of findability is not going to go away. And it's going to the problem is going to get worse before it gets better. I mean, people are really bumping up against this wall of capability. They're just not able to find this stuff. And so I think for organizations, it's going to become an imperative. It's going to become a need to have, not a nice to have. I think we're increasingly seeing the importance of this coming up on the radar screens of senior executives. In fact, there was one organization that sent 11 of their senior executives to a 2-day boot camp on taxonomy and metadata, and these are senior people, so they really get it. This is going to become mission critical, and having these kinds of skills on staff and this type of maturity within the organization is going to become essential to doing business.
Does the course only focus on technical issues such as how to build a taxonomy, or does it cover other things such as change management, governance, issues that are important to companies that actually want to deploy a information architecture solution?
Actually, the course covers a lot more than technical aspects. We cover a lot around things like making the business case. We spend a lot of time making the business case. Many people come to the class and say, I have to sell this to my management. How do I make the business case? And we spend a tremendous amount of time on that and give you really valuable pieces of information so that you can make a powerful business case. So you can actually go in and show your management the value of this, and you can get the funding for these types of initiatives. So that's really important. Another aspect that we cover is change management. How do you actually get the organization to change how they're doing business? Because, people don't necessarily like to tag content, and if you're not tagging the content with metadata, your taxonomy and metadata standards don't mean much. But we give you some powerful techniques and some surefire techniques to enable the tagging of assets and actually creating what are effectively service level agreements with the business to make sure that the business tags their content. That's a very useful technique in terms of operationalizing this. A lot of steps to operationalizing taxonomy and metadata, a lot of steps to socializing this. How do you socialize this? How do you get people to see the vision and to understand what it is that you're doing? Another aspect, we mentioned the business case, project planning and project mobilization. Who do you need on your project teams, and how do you actually get these things started, and how do you run them effectively? So we talk a lot about the business side of this. We talk a lot about operationalization, socialization, long-term maintenance, governance processes. How do you govern this long-term? And it's not, again, it's not just taxonomy. It's all content strategy. So there's a tremendous amount of content strategy within this course as well.
4 days is a lot of class time for attendees. What kind of experience do they have, and what kind of feedback do you get?
Well, the 4 days it's funny because you'd think, well, what are you going to do for 4 days? And what we have found is even with 4 days and the pace that we keep, people call this drinking from a fire hose. And I have had fantastic feedback on this class. We had a vice president at a financial services company say it was a great class, and that anybody who is doing any kind of content management initiative or SharePoint initiative should go to this class. And I love the way he put it. He said that we don't teach you to find a needle in a haystack. We teach you how to organize the haystacks so that anybody can find the needles. And I thought that was a great way of putting that. I try to keep things light. I try to use a sense of humor to keep people's energy up. And I also do a lot of interactive exercises. So we do a lot of discussion about important points. We have exercises that we do. So it really is very it's a full agenda, and the 4 days goes by very, very quickly.
Where can people find out more information if they're interested in attending the classes?
If you go to the website, www.earley, and that's E-A-R-L-E-Y, don't forget the E before the Y.com, there should be a link right on the home page to give you all the different course descriptions and the pricing and the dates. And we have them running in several cities, and our agenda and our calendar for 2011 will be posted as well. So you can get all the information there, or you can certainly feel free to call me. I'm happy to talk to people about this. You can reach me through the website, seth@early.com, or you can actually give me a phone call, and I'm happy to speak with people. And the number is 781-820-8080, and you'd be happy to take a call from people.